Hello, 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 beloveds. Welcome to Heart of Magdalene, Soul of Sophia weekly service. I am so grateful to be here with you. We have a beautiful topic. It's a time to come into sacred ceremony with one another and sacred dialogue and honor the feminine face of God, the feminine aspects, and allow us to restore our place in history. So, welcome. You're welcome. As I mentioned, this is Heart of Magdalene, Soul of Sophia, and we gather every Wednesday as a sacred community to embody the presence of Sophia. And this is the presence of God reflected through feminine wisdom as light and love in the world. This is our time. And it's a calling to anchor in the new epoch, a new epoch of ministry, a new world of humanity, a new world of harmony, a new world of peace, abundance, prosperity, and love. I'm just so excited to be here because this is a sacred ministry dedicated to women, by women, for women. It's a reparation, meaning that we are here to repair, to give back, which is innately ours, and to embody spirituality and put us in it, us as women. Doesn't mean we are moving the men out. It just means we are claiming our seat at the table. And here we bring forward reparation in response to the erasure of our voices throughout history. We are rewriting our codex, placing our voice and our stories into the library, our theology, and we're taking our divine right and adding to the conversation of God, the presence, the loving presence of. Not reciting a theology written by men, or should I say rewritten by men to anchor in power and dominion over people. So welcome. This is your service. This is for you. This is my hope that you receive something today that empowers you, that leaves you feeling clear on who you are as a woman, clear that you are sovereign, you are whole, you are complete, you are true. So welcome. And tonight we're going to, well, it's tonight for me. We meet, I posted 5:30 Mountain Time every Wednesday. But the discussion that we're going to have whenever you're listening to this is all of creation is holy ground. And that really speaks to the feminine, doesn't it? Because we are creation herself. Life comes through us. Life comes through us. So all of creation is holy ground, and we're going to talk about all aspects of that. I am the founder and the spiritual director of Sancta Luma Church, the Church of Holy Wisdom. It is a church that amplifies the truth, the universal truths, the universal principles of love and of her wisdom. So before we get started, I thought tonight we would start. I mean, of course, we'll pray in. I love prayer. I love prayer. I love prayer. And for any of you who might be triggered by religious trauma, consider prayer to be the vibratory evocation of love. It's a way of communing in the holy presence of all that is, and to bringing that living field of coherence into our awareness and presencing it within us so we step into wholeness. So that's the invitation for you, to lean in, to have a new experience with what prayer might be. And we're going to start with lighting a candle. So if you have a candle somewhere, I invite you to put me on pause for a moment and go get a candle and participate in this with me. And once we light the candle, we're going to go into prayer, and then we'll go into some discussion, and then we'll move into our closing. Yes, loves. Yes, yes, yes. So here is my candle today that I am going to light. And as I light this candle, I presence every woman that has walked before me. Every woman, heard, not heard, published, unpublished. And I recognize her wisdom in her contribution to the evolution of where we are today. I honor her. I recognize her. I hold her holy in sacred ground. And I take a moment to acknowledge all of the women of the here and now. Every woman, regardless of where she is on her journey, she is holy, and I honor you. I see you. I recognize how tired your feet are. And I hold you sacred, beloved. And for all of the women of the future, and I need to remind you, we will be ancestors one day, beloved. So what we do today matters. But this is to all of the women of the future. I thank you for your contribution on humanity and for guiding me. For I live in future's light to anchor in this new world of humanity, born of love, born of kindness, born in unity so we can build communities of love. It is sacred, holy ground that we break every time we hold every woman whole. See, we are creation. And so, beloveds, I light this candle in honoring of you. In honoring of you. And I know that this flame ignites the life force within you so that you know your power, so that you know your presence, so that you come to know the innate divine nature known as you, that your brilliance radiates throughout the world, that you become a living emanation as the Most High. You already are, but you amplify it through your knowing. You claim it, you own it, you restore it, and you send it out bright into this world. So this, beloved, is for you. And place this candle at my side. So through our time together that we can see it, we'll let it burn next to us. That our time together is sacred. It is held whole, and it is true. So, beloveds, let's take a breath and come in to union together. Place your hand on your heart. And breathe in. Take that breath. Take that breath. Come into your body. Become present to who you are, no matter where you are at, no matter what feelings you have. Come in to your body. For you, beloved, are precious. And I just want to acknowledge before I begin the prayer that many women leave her body out of fear. We disassociate, we separate, and it is a form of protection that allows us to survive systemic atrocities that have occurred towards women and her children. So when I ask you to come into your body and to be present, God, it makes me want to cry. I'm acknowledging what it requires to do that. I am acknowledging the courage it takes to move yourself into your physicality. For many women have known much abuse and trauma. So when I ask you to place your hand on your heart and become aware of the living presence of your light that lives within you in your heart, I recognize as a female what it takes to come into our body. So I see you. I notice you. I recognize you. I admire your courage. For to be a woman every day is an experience. It's an experience, and many of us live in a continuum of fear and protection to survive, which is why many women have adrenal failure. Just to walk the earth is dangerous for us. And this is part of the recognition of the feminine face of God. So we go back to placing our hands on our heart and breathing in the light and settling into our body. Because right here, right now, for this one moment, we are safe. We are held. We are cared for. And we get to recognize our oneness with the divine. And we allow our heart to soften just a little bit. Gently soften to allow the love to reveal itself. And so today, as we begin our service and our discussion, we recognize the courage of every woman that walks. We recognize her strength that it has taken to crawl to this moment. We recognize the laughter, the joy, the passion, the arrows, the flames, the water, all of it that has moved through us. We recognize the amount of sadness we carry in our bodies. We recognize the amount of passion and joy we carry in our bodies. And we give thanks for the depth of who we are as women. We are so multifaceted, ever expanding aspects of us continue to create the prismatic, radiant beauty that we are. That is what it means to be a female, and it is ours. Nobody gets to claim it. Nobody gets to take it. Nobody gets to own it. We are liberated. We are free. We are whole, no matter what they try to do to us. That is who we are. And women, since the beginning of time, have always known this, which is why we are so resilient. We are resilient, and we can overcome anything, even when it feels like we can't. So the prayer here today is for you to remember who you are, beloved, because you are a mighty force walking this earth. So thank you for you. Thank you for the gift of you, and thank you for being here. And please, I invite you to like our channel. We are trying to grow. We're new here. I would love for you to like our channel, share the word. We have many things that happen here throughout the week. We have the morning of the dove. We have the heart of Magdalene, soul of Sophia. We have so many things happening. We have a Patreon channel coming. We have classes. We have all kinds of things. We are committed to the evolution of humanity moving into loving light. So, loves, today, all of creation is holy ground. Now, let's make a couple of things clear. When I talk of the word holy, to me, the word holy is all things made in God's world. God not being a man in the sky, obviously. This is heart of Magdalene, soul of Sophia. So everything, every part of our development is part of creation, and it's part of holy ground. What is ours to do is what we do with that. So I love the term holy mess. We love the word holy anger. We love the term holy rage. We love the term holy sadness. It is all sacred ground. If you don't like the word holy, use sacred. It is all sacred ground. Now, as we talk about the feminine face of God, I also talk about the teachings of Sophia, wisdom. You may know her in many other names. There is no right name by which wisdom herself goes by. So there's both some theological teaching as well as my own experience in the teaching. But this is an invitation to create your own relationship and your own coming to relationship with wisdom. For she walks through everyone, including men, by the way, including men. We just know she's innately ours. So for us in this place, we gather in the truth that is echoed through time and resounds in every heart that remembers. Holy ground is ground that has been broken, that has been worked, that has been recultivated, that has been moved. I mean, if you think about what ground represents, to even when you go to garden, what you must do to make that soil good, sometimes it's just good, right? I mean, there's aspects of us, but there's other aspects of this that requires that we actually work the ground. And so here, part of this path, and this is part of what Magdalene taught, is that the divine is not distance, it's embodied. And yet there's work to do. She did a lot of work. And think about it, she actually walked with men in a time period that didn't like women. I mean, they still don't, but we have a little bit more rights than she did then. A lot more rights, actually. Sophia's wisdom is not considered a theory. She is the pulse of creation. The story is that she was there before creation at the side of God, right? There's a mother and a father. There's a mother and a father. Now, we know that the universe is not masculine or feminine, but there is a mother and a father. And as a human, we need an expression of ourself. I'm a female. Now, I also know that there are gender fluids coming through that are embodied of both aspects, and that is actually a sacred union. But I, as an identifier of the female, I need representatives that show me the way as a female and use language and teach as a female. I need to understand. I need others that have walked before me. Every cell, every river, every child's cry, every woman's heartbeats carries the vibration of God, remembering herself through form. That is us, ladies. That is us. We are the feminine face of God. We represent as emanations of the Most High through our gender, the face of God. And we are sacred ground. We are the sacred ground. We are the holy ground. Everything in creation is holy ground. That means we are too. Now we're going to talk about this patriarchal world that has built walls between worlds and seculars, heaven and earth, spirit and matter, male, female, theys, color, gender, like all of it, to rich, poor. There's been a separation. But what we know as the feminine knows, like if you're a mother, you get this. There is no divide. Our children can come out anyway. We're going to love them anyway. We don't go, oh, you have this, so we're not going to love you. No. So for Magdalene, she taught us that our soil is holy. There's nothing unholy in us. There's nothing they can do to us that makes us unholy. There's nothing we can do. We are holy. We are the altar. We are venerated in love, in the loving embrace of God. And to Sophia, the body, our mind, our heart, our soul is holy. So when we awaken to this truth, and we embody this truth that we are holy, that there is no shame to hold, there is no guilt to hold, they could not break us. Oh, trust me, they have tried. They have tried to break us. Many of us have suffered horrific things as women. They've tried to break us. They effing can't. So what does that tell you? When we awaken to this truth, we begin to walk differently because we remember who the F we are. We remember the strength that we are. They cannot take the God out of us. No matter how hard it's been tried throughout histories, they cannot take the God out of us. I mean, think about that. Really sit with that concept. You, no matter what you have gone through, they cannot take it from you. They can't. They can try to submerge you. They still can't, no matter what they do. We get up anyway. Maya Angelou talks about that. And still she rose. She rose anyway. Every step you take is a walking, living prayer. It's a prayer recognized. It's a prayer realized. And some days might not even be steps. I always say I crawled up out the mud. Like there are days where I felt like I was living submerged in the darkness of hell. Like hell is on earth to me, people. Like hell is on earth, but so is heaven. So is heaven. And her light infused with wisdom is the promise of the new world. See, we are the Christed energy. We are the Christed light. We are the harbingers of the new world. We are the ones anchoring in the truths that a feminine holds dear in her heart. We love everyone. Mother Earth loves everything. She chooses no favorites. Everything is embraced and fed in the abundance and prosperity of Mother Earth. We are the same way. So when we awaken to this truth, we begin to walk differently. And when we begin to walk differently, that is our reclamation. That reclamation then becomes the reparation, where our divine inheritance, our divine truths, our divine wealth is restored, not just to us, to everyone we touch, because we are a living representation of that. And this is what it means to light the Christos light, that we are lighting the light. I really believe fundamentally in my heart of hearts that the second coming of Christ is a Christed light lit in every single woman who restores unity into consciousness and begins to take care of the children. The feminine rising is so important because it begins to move love back into a world where there's so much hate. A woman will not war against her neighbors. A woman will find solutions and peace. And it is time that we begin to remember that as the feminine unfolds into consciousness, this is the light rising in all of us. And women are coming online in epic rates. Epic rates. This is the feminine face of God. This is the feminine face of God. We are dispelling the myth of spiritual bypass. It is okay as women to say we made it out and stand in the hallelujah and the joy of this, to stand in the love of this, to stand in the peace of this, and to not be ashamed that you made it out alive and you're happy about it. Women have been taught to not be too happy. We are the anchors of the new world. We must sing from the rooftops our joy. It is not a spiritual bypass. It's a spiritual imperative to ensure the birth of our new world so our children can flourish. That is the promised land. That is the promise. And it's here. The new earth is here. We honor and respect with reverence the power of our minds, realizing that the thought and awareness shape the very field we live in. All of it, beloveds. When we know that Christ, the Christedness, lives within us, and we are who the future has been waiting for, the world we know flips on its head, and the new world is here. And it will be the women. Practicing energetic hygiene, tending to the vibration of your being is spiritual maturity. And the tender care you take on yourself is how you then teach the children of the future. Remember, you are an ancestor to somebody, some peoples. They will write about you in the future because this is the time of the Great Revolution, where the light becomes the living presence of love. And because just by being born in a woman's body, you have suffered. Those who have made it beyond the suffering have the capacity to love those who are still integrating their light and remembering and coming into awareness. You hold the candle for them to walk. And we embrace a privilege of love. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. And it's a privilege to be a female, to have such capacity to be nuanced and deep and ephemeral and fluid, and have an assortment and colorful arrangement of feelings and depth and embodiment. This is all sacred ground. Every last, if you have a word for a feeling, for an emotion, women have the capacity to hold it all. We are life givers. We can carry. I mean, being a female is not for the weak. It is not. It is not. It is not. It is not. All creation is holy ground. Place your hand on your heart and let that sink in. All creation is holy ground. You are the holy ground. The temple is within you. Everything you experience outside and everything you experience inside, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your feelings, are all part of what is feeding your soil. So the challenge, the invitation is to take yourself on through awareness, through discipline, through compassion, and through maturity to ensure the soil is clean by which you navigate. Now, you can have imperfect soil outside, but we must clean the soil inside for our sacred ground, for our holy ground, to seed the most brilliant. Love is the root. Love is the root of all blossomings that will come of this realization. The divine is not somewhere else out there waiting for you. It's not waiting for you to be worthy. So let me tell you something. Everything that has happened to you, nothing is wasted in God's economy. Nothing. So everything that has happened to you has allowed you to come into this moment and make you who you are to get you to this moment. And who you are in this moment is so essential and so important and so valuable that everything that occurred is part of the sacred. Everything, even the seemingly worst thing. And I'm not saying seemingly as a brush over, because I do not wish to diminish your experience, because it is real, it is real, it is real. And as a human, sometimes it takes everything we have to move past that. But what I do know is we do. As the feminine face of God, we do. Now, Sophia, as I said, she is the matrix of this knowing. She is the whole of all of this knowing. She was present before creation. She is delighting in the play of life. She is spinning galaxies and laughing and forming our hearts, capable of compassion so we can birth this new world, but we can also birth ourselves. We can emerge out of this sacred ground and become the next evolution, the next emanation of who we're meant to be, which is continuing to grow always and ever. The growth never stops happening. Magdalene, through her, we learn enlightenment and transcendence. She told us how to do it. She taught us how to have intimacy with the love of God, how to find our way home to the presence, the indwelling within us. It is the gaze that sees holiness in all forms and refuses to take exile in anything from love. That's a big statement, right? That's a big, big, big statement. So what's the point of all of this? First of all, you are the feminine face of God. You are all things holy. And everything that you went through is all things holy. There is nothing that you have done or that has happened to you that is imperfect, for you are perfect. You are the indwelling of the divine. And the sooner you claim that, the sooner you begin to reveal the magnificence, not for everyone else to see, for you to see. It matters that you know it, beloveds. It matters that you know it. And then, together in an interconnected states, we women lock in and we become the living vibrational force field that transmutes this shit show of a world. Excuse the cursing. I do apologize. And we spread a love like wildfire. The revolution, the mighty revolution of love. Your rising matters. It matters for you. It matters for you, and it matters for the children of the future. And there's nothing you need to do but to recognize the truth of who you are. That does everything that needs to be done, because that vibration is the healing quotient of wholeness. So let's take a moment in breath and the acknowledgement of all the women who have walked before us, all the women that are walking here and now, all the women to come. Magdalene and Sophia in her many forms and names. Representations of the living light of the feminine face of God. And allow a wave of consciousness to move through you, inviting a revelation of spiritual oneness with you and the divine. Sit with that in your body, beloveds. You are the divine in wholeness, revealed in feminine form. So close your eyes, lower your gaze, place your hand on your heart. As I speak these words over you, to you, for you. Child of the light, walk gently upon me. For the death, oh, that was interesting. I said for the death. I meant to say for the dust. Okay. For the death beneath your feet is my body. The wind through your hair is my breath. The fire in my heart is my spirit. You are not on holy ground. You are the holy ground, beloved. To live this truth is to reclaim the world as sacred, to lift our eyes and see the divine feminine has never left. You are the ground. You are the blood. You are the beauty. You are the balance. And she, her wisdom, is asking you to remember that heaven and earth are already one, and that you, beloved, are the emanation of the Most High in all of your prismatic, mosaic aspects of you. So breathe that in. One more time, place your hand on your heart and whisper to yourself between the inhale and the exhale of the living breath that moves through you, the living light, acknowledging the light in the center of your heart, the portal and interconnectedness of the divine. The body is sacred. The breath is sacred. This life is sacred. All of creation is holy, sacred ground. So take another breath. I will repeat it once more. Say it out loud. This body is sacred. This breath is sacred. This life is sacred. All of creation is holy ground. And so we will do it one more time. But this time, I want you to say, my body is sacred. My breath is sacred. My life is sacred. And all of creation is holy ground. You, beloved, were born worthy. There is nothing you need to do or say, no way you need to act, no performance that needs to occur that makes you worthy or unworthy. The divine inheritance is yours, always has been. So please, in your movement throughout the week, seek to love. Seek to love as if all of life depended on it, because all of creation is holy ground, which means that every living part of this earth in this universe is holy, sacred ground. And so now we seek to close. And we just recognize the one power, the one love, the one truth, the one holy. The flow, the web that moves through all of us, interconnecting us. We recognize the beloved presence. We stand in the living cathedral of creation. The stars are our stained glass, the rivers our altars, the earth the sanctuary of our floor. May we walk upon this holy ground with the reverence and delight in rapturous joy. May we speak only the words that heal. Let all words that come out of our mouth be food that nourishes the soil by which every holy being walks. May we see the eyes that bless, for our eyes express the living light of God's love. May our being become the very offering of peace. Through our presence, may peace be rung upon here on earth. Sophia, divine mother of wisdom, teach us how to remember that you are not somewhere beyond, that you are here within and around all that is, that you are us and we are you. Teach us to walk with that power, with that wisdom, with that grace, with that dignity, with that strength, with that fierceness, with that passion, with that love, with that joy, with that rapture, all that you are. And we know that as we walk forth now as living sanctuaries of your love, beloved, as embodiments of your grace, as a remembrance that all of creation is and always will be holy ground, we know that our new world is born and that all of creation is born through us, born of love, born of purity, born of Mother Mary's grace that has always been and has sung through the hearts of every woman that has ever been and ever will be and ever is right now. And so it is. Amen, amen, amen. Aho, ashe. Shalom, namaste, and any other words that I've missed that are yours to claim. You claim it, you claim it, you claim it. And from this point forward, may you know the true essence of your divine being, beloved. For the feminine face of God will not be silent. She never was, she never could be, and she never will be. And that is proof lived through you. And so we end our service tonight, beloveds, and remembering that this candle was lit in your honor and those past, present, and future, that every woman is sacred, holy ground, and through us, given that all creation is us, all of creation is holy ground because it is born through us. So there is no man or child that is not holy either. And that is the key. Women know this because all life comes through us. We seek to be born. And so it is. Amen. Peace and blessings, beloved.